This is Draw Process. I'm Ike. I'm drawing the last page of my comic today, First Sun and Sword. It's the first episode of the ongoing story, but it's going to be done. And if you've been following along with each episode of this Draw Process series, I've been making this comic, so it's really nice to hit this final point today. I still have to draw the cover and put the book together, but it's the last interior page of the book. So that's really nice to hit that point. I'm excited, and then we'll be done, and I'll get to start the next one. Let's draw it.
We have a short video today because this was really easy to draw. There wasn't much to this. One big image spread over 2 pages. It felt kind of silly to spend time making such a big image that's so simple, but it's what felt right for the story. I think we as sequential artists, sequential storytellers, I should say, sometimes we feel the pressure to fit as much as possible into a page. So we want to squeeze more story in. I think there's also pressure to tell things in a more clear manner. And I've used that word in other videos recently, that I do want to be clear. But there's this part of that is about showing and telling things in the most expected, normal manner. So is it that is it clear, or is it that you're trying to do it the normal, expected way? And if that's what you're doing, then it might be boring, right? If you're going to make something that you're taking a risk in expressing and in saying with your art, with your storytelling, then it's not going to be for everyone. There's going to be people that don't, that are confused by it, that don't like it, that are challenged by it. So I can appreciate comic creators that take risks in their panel compositions, for example. Even if I find it kind of confusing to read, which goes against the principle many adhere to, that you should have clear storytelling, right? So I'm trying to take more risk, more chances here. This is a bold move, this page, and it's very simple. There's a story to this. There's a reason that I want the comic to end in this way. This big spread shows this expansiveness of the world. Everything kind of looks peaceful and nice, but they also look small and fragile in this big world. And they're heading somewhere, and we don't know where. But they're in the world, in this world. And that's the ending, of the first issue. The story is, our characters are now in this world, and you are with them for the journey ahead, issue after issue. It serves the story. It isn't a bold move for boldness' sake. It really isn't that bold of a move in a lot of ways. As I look at the next issue that I'm going to draw, I really want to get more bold, more brave, more risky, really saying something with the art more so than I have. When I think back at the pages I drew over this past year on this issue, there were times I struggled with and was working on, how do I get more efficient, more clear, more simple? How do I incorporate this person's advice or that person's advice? And try to embody their principles, the thing I'm learning there. And there's something good about that too. There's something good about trying to incorporate things you're learning from experts, from others. But as I'm coming into this next issue, I want to let go of the reins, let the horse run a bit. Take more chances with it. and worry a lot less about what someone might think, even if they are a professional or an expert. If the work that I'm creating is because I want validation from the veterans or the professionals, then I'm not going to be doing my best work. I'm missing the point. No one can give me permission or validation to do something that's actually unique and special and creative. I have to give that to myself. I'm taking the risk. I'm putting my skin in the game, right? That excites me as I come into this next issue to really go with that. And I've learned a lot over this past year. I hope to make a video where I break down some of the things I learned this year and maybe go through each page I drew and kind of see what were some lessons I learned along the way and where am I now. That would be nice. That is the point of this channel, really. The point of me using YouTube to do this is to share my practice and what I'm learning, and it provides me that reflection and development and that purpose, meaning connection with others. And it seems worthwhile to do. That brings up another point. I've been having to figure out what is important to me. What are my books? I've had more success with this YouTube in some ways. I mean, I guess success in what you measure. It isn't really fair to say that I've had more success with this YouTube than I have with the books, but in some ways I have. And that's kind of trippy because I make books. Is that all I do? Is that what's really important? Is that what I'm going to measure, the measure of my value against? Or could my value be what I provide to a community and a culture by being and doing what I do? If you think of, I don't know, a musician that does something creative and unique, they're going to provide something to the culture. Sure, maybe they're really good at playing a piece, but how many people are actually buying the music? They can be appreciated for what they bring to the culture in a way. And maybe that's okay for comic book creators to become that to some degree, that making a living from selling books is not so easy anymore, is not how the market works. Maybe we are a cultural force with cultural capital, that it's okay to lean into. It's okay to find your value and meaning there. At the same time, I like good comic books. I hope to make good comic books, and I want people to read them, that enjoy them, the people that like the kinds of books that I make. I don't know about making a living from it, but I do want to have them out there for people to enjoy. And I have something to say with the books and express that I can't express through communicating in a video. I think there's room for any sort of approach, really. You could think someone could write a book on a topic so that, not because they love writing, but because they want to become an expert in that topic. Maybe what they love is giving speeches, showing up in ways like speeches that they're able to do when they have written the book. And that doesn't make them any less of an expert or make their book any less impactful. than someone who writes because they love writing and maybe would hate to public speak. That's not what motivates them. There's room for all of it. I think there's room for it in comics. And yeah, room for all sorts of approaches, freelancing or not. Like freelancing as in work, people who make comics for pay, and they have to make, I don't know, there's something commercial about that, make what the client wants, versus, people that are making their own self-expressive works. Or people who just make them and put them up for free, which is kind of what I do, versus people that pursue publishing. I think there's been an unnecessary animosity among creators that if one creator gives away their work, another creator may feel that it is lowering the value of their own work. It's hard for them to charge $100 for a commission if another artist is undervaluing themselves doing $20 commissions next to them. And it can feel like, yeah, these people that have different values and show up in a different way, that they are your enemy. They're your competition. They're hurting your bottom line. And it can, maybe that creates some division among creators and in the community. It seems unnecessary to me. Like, I don't think anyone's really going to be hurting your value. You don't have to tell yourself that story about why you're struggling to make the money that you need, or the commission sales you need, or whatever, or book sales if people can get free books. It's not, if you think about it, I don't think it's the other creators doing that. It's, it's Disney, it's corporations, people, there are entities that can give things away and market things that you can't do. We'd be better off seeing how we're more alike than different, and we're really in the same boat, in the same problem, and it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you if they give away their work. So, I'm figuring that out. What are the books that I make, and what do I expect to get from them? On some level, I don't feel that I can control it. My goal is to make the best books I can. And if people don't like them, then the right people haven't seen them yet, the people that they're more for, or maybe I need to make a better book. I can just make a better one, and then it'll have an impact. People will like it. So the solution is to keep making more books. Just need to develop that practice. And if in the end, the most beneficial thing I do is cultural, what I offer by sharing my practice and encouraging other creators, if that has more value than the books I create, that's okay. What else? What does it matter? Why? Was Mozart's work? Was the work what was so valuable, or is it the inspiration and impact it has on other creators? What was so valuable about it? It's okay if it's the latter. So showing up, I need to show up in all the ways, and I need to take risks and take the chances to even here in these videos, to be speaking to a small crowd, speak to specific people, and maybe it's not for some people, and that's okay. Take a chance. And I'm thinking about that too, not only with my books, but with how I present and share what I do. I would like to take more chances. I would like to free myself up to greater expression here. That's it for this week, and that is the end of the interior pages of this book. So issue 1, Crocodile City. The whole thing is up on the website now, and I hope to figure out and get the printing done soon and make that available in different ways. Be the practice of your art. Find others doing the same. See you next week.